You are listening to Claret and Blue, an Aston Villa podcast brought to you by Birmingham Live. Hello, good morning. My name is Dan Ronitz. I'm joined by Ashley Preece of Birmingham Live. A handy little name tag you've got yourself there, Ash, on screen for those that don't know who you are. For those watching on YouTube after the fact, welcome to the Claret and Blue podcast. It's Spurs on Sunday and there's plenty to talk about. Dean Smith's had his press conference this morning about 9:30. It's his 50th birthday as well, so many happy returns, Dino. I saw a picture on Twitter that he's had a cake.
Looked like big cake. Yeah, that's it.
What did he have to say then, mate? Obviously, Grealish is the big talking point that we'll get stuck into in a moment, but what was his general demeanour like on his birthday?
Yeah, it's fine. I know he got JT, like a Pac-Man Space Invader game for his 40th a few weeks ago. So I asked him, like, what's JT getting you? So hopefully JT's pulled it out of the bag and spoiled him. But, really good. Just a bit annoying, really, that might not be seeing Grealish Sunday. I've asked him continually about just expanding on the issue. What is it? For the first time, he's confirmed it's a shin issue. But I wanted him to go in a bit more detail. But it's come out. He said 99.9% sure he'll be ready for Fulham if he's not ready for Spurs. So we'll make a decision on Jack on Sunday morning. An interesting line was he said the decision is up to Jack's, but if it's Jack's decision, he's going to play, isn't he?
Yeah.
No, Jack's like.
I thought it was a weird line. I thought it was a weird line because I'm sure I've seen somewhere at some point, I might be wrong, that Grealish has said something like, I'd play every game, doesn't matter how unfit I am. If I've got the option, I always play.
He'll play for the pain,
I feel like that's a bit of a strange one.
But he's paying free as well. He's paying free, he's running, he's striking balls. So a bit frustrating, but hey-ho. I have to go what the manager tells us, and that's it, really. Elsewhere, Bertrand Traore, he's had an injection in his hip. He will train tomorrow, Saturday. So they'll have the training tomorrow in preparation for Spurs. So Traore's back. Bit of a nasty one. It's Newcastle, wasn't it?
That when he went over the advertising boards, is that where the injury came from?
Yeah, he went to hospital and everything. I thought he had a bleed by his hip, but he's fine. I say he's fine. He's had an injection and he'll train tomorrow. So hopefully he plays. Villa missed him against Newcastle. And there's a friendly organised at Bodymoor Reef next week in the international break for Wesley. Wesley's first game back will be in the week. I'm guessing the likes of Engels will play, Tom Eaton will play. Those who need minutes, really. So, all hands on deck at Bodymoor. And, big game Sunday now before the international break. We want to end on a high, really. Been a bit flat this past few weeks, hasn't it? So, all roads lead to Sunday then. And then when they come back from the international break, it's a 10-game period before the season's out. So, here we go.
Just quickly on that training game, obviously they're not going to cover it like an actual match day, but do you think we'll ever find out how that went and how those players got on?
Possibly. I mean, you never know. It will be quite very in-house.
They're not going to be tweeting it.
Not going to be tweeting or anything, so I'll try and get some bits from it, if at all. But I expect Wesley will probably play half or an hour. Can't see him playing 90. They'll ease him back in. I don't know. They played Coventry. They played West Brom before. They played them two teams have rocked up at Bodymoor Reef before in the international break. So very useful exercise for players. They need minutes, don't they? You can train all you like, but you're not playing matches. You're going to be rusty. So, I expect a few to be playing in them. Obviously, a few players aren't going away on international duty. Logs in the Camba, Martinez, Douglas Luiz, so they'll be back at base as well. Who knows? Some of the young lads could play, but I think the under-18's got a pretty important game on the Tuesday or Thursday at Villa Park. They've got Brighton in the FA Youth Cup. Villa are going to go strong for that. Louis Barry's going to play in that. Bit of a prestigious tournament, that is. It's like the FA Cup.
Yeah.
But, Villa have won it before, didn't they? The Moore brothers beating the Rooneys. So it's a bit of a nice cup to win. Villa are going to go strong and big in that. I think Carney will play, Chuck the Weekend, all them. So that's next week as well. So plenty to look forward to.
Let's talk about Grealish a little bit more. Neil says, hi, gents. Need Jack and Traore to get anything against Spurs. Phil says it's only Spurs, which we'll get onto that form in a second. What's your gut instinct with Jack? Do you think we'll see him rock up on Sunday and it'll be a little bit of a surprise, or will it be that we'll go, on Sunday he felt a little bit of discomfort. He'll be back for Fulham though.
It's interesting, isn't it? I mean, we said this. If it's Jack's decision, Jack plays every day of the week.
Literally,
So
probably.
my gut's probably telling me no, we're not going to see him. I think Villa are going to rest him, make sure he's back at tip-top shape for Fulham the week after. 10 games left, and go at it full throttle. So I don't know. We'll soon see Sunday. Deansmith's going to leave it to the last minute Sunday morning, perhaps, and we'll see if he trains tomorrow as well. We'll have a call to make regarding that. And my gut feeling is saying probably won't see him till Fulham, to be honest. And regarding Bert will be a big boost to come back. We missed him at Newcastle, so Villa need to finish this little period with a bang, really, before the international break.
An interesting point here that I'd actually not even considered. Marcus says put Jack on the bench. Do you think that's a possibility? Surely it's either he plays or he's ruled out rather than he sits down on the bench for an hour.
I think so, yeah. Players always rules out. It's not like we're in a relegation fight, needing to win, scrap for everything. Still 10 games to go. Villa don't want to jeopardise that. And I can't see them risking Jack if he's not 100%, to be fair. So, if I can't see him being on the bench, it'd be pointless. I think if he declares himself fit, he'll start. If not, they'll save him for Fulham.
I want to wrap up on Jack, really, because as Rowan says, he won't play. I'm fed up hearing about it, and I kind of feel the same. The way that Villa handle injury news, and especially when it comes to Grealish, grates on me a little bit. I know that you've got don't want to give your team away and all that kind of thing, but when it's always, next week we'll see, it's hard. If you know it's a month, tell us it's going to be a month, and let's just move on and forget about it, especially for our job. Talk about something else. Daniel says, do you think that they haven't mentioned it was a shin injury before because people say get some proper shin pads?
No, he's kept it in wraps, hasn't he? He's only told me today it was a shin issue. I tried desperately for him to expand on it because, and he opened up a little bit. He said, "I know the Villa fans have been fretting. I know that, but I can guarantee you, it's not a long-term issue. He's been out over a month. He missed 5 games. This will be his 6th game. He possibly missed. He's a bit of a long-term issue, missing 6 games. I just like a bit. We don't get many questions at the press conferences as it is, so." Some honesty would be good if he comes out and says, "Listen, I want to protect Jack. I don't want to give the opposition too much away." Fair enough, we can take that. But it's a bit cloak and dagger stuff. But like you say, he's protecting Jack. He's protecting his best interests. He's got Villa's best interests at heart. So we'll trust the process. Dean Smith's done a great job. So long may that continue. In Dean we trust, shall we say? Yeah,
I think it's less that it's a dishonesty thing, and more so if that is the case, and they just don't know week by week.
Yeah,
we just have to take that in the frustrations that come with it.
Yeah.
Quickly on Matty Cash, is he back Fulham ready to go on Sunday?
Yeah. He's back. He was on the bench against Newcastle, wasn't he? Dean Smith stuck with Alma. Alma did okay. Given Spurs his pace and power, I'd probably say Cash comes back in. I think they rested Cash. It was a hamstring issue. They kept him out for a month. And I didn't want to rush him back at Newcastle, so they had him on the bench just in case. I expect Alma to drop down and Cash to come back in.
Let's talk about Spurs then. They've gone out of the Europa League on Thursday night. I don't know who it was against. It was a side that they expected to get past. Is that in Villa's favour that they're a little bit of a wounded animal, or have they got a point to prove now and they'll come out all guns blazing in their next game and Villa are in for a hiding from Spurs?
That's what Dean Smith reckons. They'll come out all guns blazing, like you say, but it's a bit of a meltdown at spot Tottenham. For me, Hugo Lloris, his post-match interview last night, digging his players out in the dressing room, saying disgrace. Jose Mourinho doing the same as well. So not a happy camp at present, and Villa should make the most of that, to be honest. They should go out and quick. If Villa get an early goal, imagine Spurs. They'll just fold, I think. Disaster. But like Smith mentioned, they've won 5 on the bounce in the Premier League previously, so they've been doing well. Okay, they lost the North London derby. They're out of Europe, and it's panic station. So Villa get the early goal Sunday. It could be 2, 3, 4, even without Jack. So who knows? But it's a massive game for Villa for me. I'd like to see Villa do the double over Tottenham, in and around them. Likewise, Everton. They've still got Everton to play twice as well. So, bit of a big game. We'll soon see if Jack's back. Keep coming back to Jack, doesn't it? But what can you say?
I think the point with Tottenham is less so the form, more so specifically with the Europa League, that they've had to go to extra time. So they've just played more minutes lately. I think they played a relatively strong side as well. I think Kane played. I'm guessing a little bit now, but I'm pretty sure it's a strong enough side that's why they were so disappointed not to get through. But how would you rate Spurs this season? Because there was at one stage when everyone's looking at them towards the start and everyone going, "Oh, Mourinho's doing a good job. He's getting back to his best. They got a good side there ticking over. Maybe they're in for a title shot." And it's like, not quite sure on that. Now you look at them around, mid-table. What happened to them? Why have they fallen off so much?
There was a top of the league in December, weren't they? There was right up there, and they fell off by the wayside. I think Dean Smith makes a point of this every week. He says, "I'm not too down. I'm not too down when we lose. I'm not too when we win." But I think Mourinho's the polar opposite. I think he shouts from the rooftops when Tottenham do well. Look at me. Look at us. And when they lose, he's pointing fingers and it's meltdowns. You know what I mean? It's panic stations galore, and it's like, "You're not good enough. You're not good enough." So been hit and miss, haven't they? Really, really inconsistent Spurs. I'm just trying to compare the teams in my head. I think Villa got a better defence than Spurs. I think Villa got a better keeper than Spurs. Midfield area, Højbjerg and Dembele outstanding. So probably beat Villa's midfield area. On the wings, perhaps, yeah. I did a piece this week about them missing out on Jack Grealish in 2018 and just how close that was. It's just incredible, really, what happened there. Things could have been so different. So I bet Daniel Levy's still kicking himself, to be honest.
What was there? I thought was it like 3 million or something? 3 million and Josh Onoma.
That was the year before, I think. I think that's the year before. But the biggest one that got close was 22 million, and then 25 million, and then Nassef and Westside the day. Grealish signed a new contract, and the rest is history. But yeah, and up front, yeah, Kane's a danger man, but no Son. I've mentioned this. No Son is huge. He's been a nemesis for Villa, as he was at Villa Park last season. Remember that? Yeah. Heartbreak. We've done a really good stats piece this morning. Son scores a goal every 4 shots. Better than Kane's. He's a clinical finisher. So having no Son is a huge boost. So yeah, but I'm looking forward to the battle between Kane, Konsa and Mings. Konsa and Mings have been rock solid this season. And how's Kane going to come up against them pair? We'll see. That's really looking forward to that battle. Are
there any stats that showcase how Kane's form is affected when Son's not available? Just out of interest.
Not as good, is he? I think the pair, they assist each other. They score goals together.
Yeah.
So they're going to miss that link if he is out. So massive boost for Villa, and we'll see Sunday. We need reaction. Newcastle wasn't good enough. I'm still a bit peed off about that performance, to be honest. I drove all that way, hope and get a win, and weren't nothing to shout about. And then I was screwing. I was in the end. I had 3 rewrites for the report. I was pulling my hair out at St James's. I did said Watkins has scored the winner. Villa back in it, and then threw it away. So a bit of a frustrating trip that was. So hoping for better on Sunday.
Let's talk about the Villa midfield. Then, as you've just kind of done a kind of mini combined 11 there, you've mentioned that Spurs midfield out Villa's, and that's probably I don't know whether that's our weakest point at the moment, but on recent form it probably is. What's our best midfield options? Are we playing the right formation to get the best out of them? Should we be playing, a number 10 maybe? Should it be a solid 3? Does it need a DM in there? What's Villa's best options in midfield, in your opinion, from what you've seen? Yeah,
it's the most intriguing aspect of Villa's team. Make no mistake about it. We haven't seen the best of Morgan Sanson yet. He keeps showing fleetings of his brilliance, Champions League pedigree. He did all right when he came on at Newcastle. He started against Wolves, didn't he? He showed glimpses. I thought he tired. He looked a bit off the pace come the second half. So, but the early signs are good for me from Sanson. Elsewhere, just look what Villa got. They got McGinn, who's at his best, getting beyond defences and, you know what I mean, pressing the opposition backline. Whereas this season he's been square pegging around all kind of thing. He's been asked to do a defensive midfielder's job, which hasn't been too beneficial for him, for me and for Villa. Like I say, probably played into Villa's good defensive records. McGinn's been doing a job. Douglas Luiz, nice ball player. I do like Douglas Luiz. I've got a lot of time for him. I think he's very classy on the ball. When the tough gets going, though, he can get a bit flustered. So it's horses for courses, like you say. Nakamba's more of a insurance policy. He's not very good on the ball. I say not very good. He's not as good as Douglas Luiz on the ball. He's more of your plugging gaps and interceptor. So we've got some options there. We're getting Ross Barkley as well. Before his injury, he was incredible, wasn't he? Big powerhouse, goal scoring midfielder. Good for the big games, but I'd like to see Barkley have a big say with 10 games to go, 11 games to go. I'd like to see him really have a really good end to the season because he's been lacking of late. He needs to come on song. We've mentioned confidence issues after Newcastle, and I think Barkley's one of them. Without mentioning him, without Smith mentioning him, I think Barkley suffered a confidence issue with no Grealish next to him, perhaps in the team. He's looked sapped of confidence. So I really want Ross to come back strong and silence his doubters because he's a good player. He can out Villa, so it's in his interest as well. Ross, he's got an uncertain future at present, and he wants to attract a move in the summer. I can't see him getting back into Chelsea's team with the way they're playing. So, yeah, I really hope Barkley comes back into play because he's handy, isn't he? He's quality player in his day. So there's loads of options there in midfield for Villa. To answer your question, if I was off the cuff for Villa's strongest midfield, I'll go with the three of Douglas Luiz, Sanson and McGinn. But yeah, we've got Jacob Ramsey as well. Forgot about him.
Yeah. Just got my notepad out. Villa's best 11. The back five pick itself. Martinez, Cash, Konsa, Mings, Target. There's no changes there. There's no options beyond those, really, that are going to come in and take those chances. Is 4-3-3 Villa's best formation, do you think? Or is it better to have somebody in behind Watkins as a 4-4-1-1 or 4-4-2 even?
Yeah, I like someone in and around Watkins.
Yeah, I think that's the problem. If you've got a flat midfield three that you've just mentioned and then two wide men and one of those is Grealish, if Grealish isn't playing, there's no one around to float anywhere else. You've just got a left winger and a right winger. That's the problem without Grealish, more so than Grealish himself. Obviously, he's a massive talent. We all know how good he is, but it's how he roams around midfield. So is it better to have a 3 and then a 3, or is it better to have a 4-1 and have someone push close to him? That could be Barkley. Maybe that's Barkley's revival. He gets played close up to Watkins.
That's what Smith's thinking was when he brought him in. When Barkley arrived, he was playing right on Watkins. It was that little triangle of Barkley behind Watkins and Grealish to the left. Here I am stuck in the middle of you. I don't know what sounds like. I think I want number 10 close to Ollie. Can Jack come back in as a number 10? Perhaps you've got Wesley to come back. What will that do? I know he's a couple of weeks away, but looking ahead to next season, Villa have got £50 million of strike force there. Wesley and Watkins. Can Watkins play out on the wing, perhaps, as he has done? Wesley up front and Grealish behind them. Don't know. I think Andy Gray's. I listened to the Claret pod interview with Andy Gray. I think he made some fantastic points about Ollie Watkins. I think he needs to be a bit more selfish in terms of his work rate and running. Okay, everyone praises his work rate but he's pressing and squeezing at the wrong times, maybe, and he's leaving himself short in and around the box. I mean, he drifts out wide a bit too much for me. It probably stems from him playing on the wing just to get on the ball. I seen his interview this week with Villa TV. He said he likes to go out on the wing because he can take his player on one-on-one. But I want to see him fox in the box. I want to see him first time finishing it in and around the 6-yard box, the scruffy goals, you know what I mean, the tap-ins. I want to see him become a tap-in merchant because he can do that. Brentford. Yeah, exactly. Brentford, he did that for fun. He had Ben Rama on the wing for him and scored 4 goals for fun. So, listen, 10 goals in 27 games, is it? Not bad going for his first season. He'll want more. So, I think Southgate mentioned yesterday he needs to work on his link-up play a bit more, but I just want to see him in and around between both posts, putting the ball in the net a bit more.
While we're on Watkins and Brentford as well, I posted a clip on our social media this morning of a podcast that we did on I think it was the 9th of September with Billy Grant, who's a big Brentford fan and podcaster. And he made this prediction saying Ollie Watkins is a great personality. If he does it in the Premier League and if he links up well with Grealish, etc., I can see him getting in the England squad and playing for England. And I remember reacting at the time being like, it's a bold shout, mate. Like, I think he's a good player. There's a big money. There's a lot of pressure on him. Villa, like at that point, we're all thinking, if Villa might finish 15th this year, none of us expected they go on and do what they do.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, bold shout, like he could be good, but England, like, come on, mate. So now I post that out going, fair play to him. Like he's called it. Gets in the England squad yesterday with his first call up over Patrick Bamford as well. Is the big talking point, especially amongst Leeds fans. Yeah. How big of an achievement is that for Watkins? Is only a few years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, he's playing for is it Western-super-Mare he was playing for? And Exeter, I think, on to Brentford, playing out wide, comes in, plays a striker first season, then goes up to Premier League first season, gets 10 goals straight in the England side, and I was going to say a shoe-in for the Euros, which isn't the right word, but an option for the Euros, which is it would be an incredible achievement for him.
Definitely, yeah. when Smith and Johan Langer met him before his 28 million transfer, he said to him, "Can you get me in the England squad?" And so that's always been a dream of his. And Smith said, "Yeah, come to us. We've got loads of hopefuls." And yeah, that was it basically. But that's what the conversation we had before he moved. He's had long-term aspirations of getting this England set up. He knew going to Villa would help that, and he has done. It's proved right. Big, huge achievement. He's in with the likes of Rashford, Sterling, Kane, Calvert-Lewin. So he's earned it for me. He's something different as well. He's pressing, and he's selfless work off the ball. So I think it'd be a shrewd addition to Southgate setup. I think England got San Marino, so if you can't score against them, that's something up. But it gets minutes. But yeah, fantastic achievement for Ollie. Fully deserved for me. Just a shame others weren't with him. Konsa for me should have gone.
Yeah, I was literally about to ask that.
Well, yeah.
Just about to ask you that. I know you've got a meeting at 11:30, so I want to wrap up very quickly.
Sure.
Ezri Konsa, England. I've seen people talking about how good he's been for Villa this year. I've seen a few comments saying that he's one of the best centre halves in the Premier League this season. Not just one of the best English. Which, to be fair, Villa have been good defensive this season and kept clean sheets, etc. Is he unlucky not to get in there? And if he is, do you know why he might not be picked? Is there a reason you can look at? Because you think Mings is there already. You've got a partnership ready to go.
Yeah.
I suppose it's a two-part. Should he be in the squad generally, or should he even be getting minutes for England? Is he that good?
He's that good. He's one of the best centre halves in the league for me. He's got Mings out of jail countless times for me. Not being too harsh on Mings there, but prime examples that. But up at Newcastle, Mings being too macho and Jolin's getting in behind, and there he is, Konsa. He's been outstanding this season. He really has. I can't get the Eric Dyer situation. Eric Dyer's been on the bench for the last 4 games. Unused sub for Jose, for Spurs. But he gets in. Okay, Southgate trusts Eric Dyer. He hasn't let him down since he's been there in the setup. So, yeah, I think, like with Trent Alexander-Arnold, who missed out, I think Southgate wants to test the players. He's done it with Jack before. They missed out, and he wants to test them to come back even stronger. So, I think Konsa goes to the Euros. I can't see him not going, to be honest. He's got to go for me in the summer. So, yeah, he'll be working hard until then. But, I mean, he could still announce for Portugal, couldn't he? Konsa. They've got a hell of a team. So, if Portugal get him, he could win the Euros for Portugal. But hopefully not. He's got everything and more to be an England centre-back for years to come. So, yeah, it'll be sooner rather than later, hopefully. Yeah,
it's a nice point to end on as well. And I think this probably shows the progression that Villa have made in the last year or so, that, going back to 2012, 13, 14, we wouldn't be talking about Villa getting players in the England squad, Villa getting players internationally. Douglas Luiz going out to Brazil this year, Emi Martinez potentially going and starting for Argentina and stuff like that. It just shows how far Villa have come, haven't they, that they've now got this mixture of internationals in their first team and beyond.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. It's sprinkle of international talent. That's what you want. People pushing. So hopefully for a big summer, get some more internationals on board and we'll kick on again. Yeah. So, yeah.
Just very quickly, because I think this is probably going to be titled like a Tottenham preview or something. Score prediction for Sunday?
I don't know. Which Villa's going to turn up, Which Villa's going to turn up?
Which Tottenham's going to turn up? They're a bit random, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly. I like to see Villa's nick it, rely on the defence again to come good. And keep a clean sheet there. They've got a chance. So keep Kane quiet. I'm looking forward to that battle. I've said that. Konsa, Mings up against Kane. Keep him quiet. They've got a hell of a chance. Early goal will be good. I'll go 2-1. 2-1 Villa.
Same. 2-1's a safe prediction, isn't it? It makes it sound pretty even. I'll go 2-1 as well. Thanks, Ash, for joining me this afternoon. Thanks to everyone who joined us on Facebook Live or watch this on YouTube later or on wherever you get your podcasts on Claret and Blue. We'll be doing these regular every single week on a Monday and a Friday. You and Ash, who am I talking to here? Ash Preece will be doing a Facebook Live every Monday, every Friday with either me, James Rushton or Matt Kendrick. That should also be a weekly Friday podcast as well. That's our plan, to do like a preview episode on Friday and maybe like a Q&A on a Monday to start the week, something like that. So thank you very much, Ash, for joining me. We'll see you on Monday. We'll be doing our post-match podcast on Sunday evening after the Tottenham game, where hopefully it's 3 points for Villa. And thanks very much for tuning in. We'll see you again soon. Thank you for listening to Claret and Blue, an Aston Villa podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, then please do let us know. We love hearing your feedback. We'll be back soon with another episode, but until then, up the Villa.